I'm the Emperor and I represent all the phallic imagery ever. Penises. That is what the Emperor is all about. You can click off this video. Or you can stick around for a little bit more nuanced interpretation of the Emperor in tarot and poetry. Hello everybody, my name is Travis, the Pagan Scholar, and today we are talking about the Emperor in tarot. And we're going to explore it through 1, through Binabel Wynn, 2, through the scrambled mess that is my head, and 3, one of my favorite poems that I don't remember the title of. So let's dig right in. Okay, to start things off, we are going to go with Binabel Wynn's interpretation of the Emperor, and guys, oh my gosh. So, the Emperor represents authority and government. The Seeker possesses an iron will. Key 4 symbolizes the theological quadrant. Okay, anyways. All is in order, under control. The landscape behind the Emperor indicates a stern, severe nature. Traditionally, if the card appeared in a man's reading, it indicated self-mastery and virile power, and in a woman's, a father figure. The modern, more gender-neutral approach is to interpret it as dominance and superiority in the work, career, and business realms. When the Emperor card appears, themes of order, authority, and jurisdiction will be at play. Tenacity, that iron grit of like, no nonsense, and this is going to be done, and things are in control, and everything's locked. I don't know why I'm deepening my voice as I do this, but so yeah, let me jump back to Binabel's interpretation a little bit more before I go off into my tangents. If the Seeker is engaged in a present situation of conflict, then the Emperor card is a positive omen of jus ad bellum. The Seeker is justified in his or her fight. So it's a validating card, and it is good to have validity in your approaches, be it through a tarot reading or through any endeavor in your life that you are seeking clarity on through tarot. However, actually no, there isn't really anything that I have against this interpretation or contrary to it. For me, it's an emphasis of the social construct that is masculinity. So whenever the Emperor turns up in my tarot card readings, it's like, oh, hey, we're dealing with a antiquated gender stereotype, or we're dealing with a masculinity so fragile issue. That's something that we can actually talk about. So we're gonna lump this into it. Social justice, we're doing it. Hashtag masculinity so fragile. If you have seen this and you do not know what it means, it is simply the concept that masculinity is so fragile that some men who put a lot of onus on masculinity cannot do basic things like wear pink. Basically, if your life is bound and ruled by the concept of masculinity, you cannot sit, much like I am sitting, that you cannot see. Actually, I'll just show you. With legs crossed. So that is considered a feminine thing, but I'm sorry, last time I checked, legs weren't gendered, and seating positions were not gendered, but whatever, that's fine. Masculinity is so fragile that touching your face like this is a feminine thing to do, and men shouldn't do that. Imagine a masculinity so fragile that you can't touch your own face. So yeah, that's kind of the Emperor on a bad day. That's the Emperor reversed if you read it like that. Ultimately, the Emperor, it's just like this hyper dominance, masculinity, full throttle, rah, America, fuck yeah, all that. All of that is my interpretation of the Emperor. Let's look at some tarot cards. In the Rider-Waite-Smith, Pamela, whatever deck, we have the Emperor, and he's having none of it. He's giving you that side eye, and he's like, bro, you need to chill. You need to slow your roll. He's got rams on his throne, so he's ruled by Aries. And that's really fitting because, you know, the trite, stereotypical interpretation of Aries is they're hot-headed and they're not having any of your bullshit because they don't like Tauruses. So anyways, like me. But he's king, he's emperor, he is in control over multiple lands, and he's also wearing armor. That's something to note. He can fight for his shit and he can control it. So Binabel Wynn brought up some other really interesting parallels like Midas, the King Midas, how tragically he died and also killed his own daughter on accident because, you know, anything that he touched turned to gold. So that's really great if you're an emperor, but that really sucks if you need to eat. So the concept of the emperor maybe poisoning himself through his own power, that's always something to look out for. If you want me to ramble on about poison power politics, you can check out the previous video of the Hierophant where I bitch about my insecurities and getting burned by college. But anyways, yeah, so it's a very strong card. Lots of bold, vibrant color. Vertical lines in art usually denote order. And yeah, so basically this card represents a manifestation of control and order. In the Fantasy Tarot deck, we have a touch more flamboyant Emperor. He's got billowing robes and all sorts of things going on. There's lots and lots and lots of lines moving everywhere. But amidst all of that stands the Emperor proud and tall with, the way that I interpret this card is basically virility. It's like everything is exploding everywhere, and there is just, if you're going for the power politics interpretation, the Emperor has tendrils in all sorts of different places. Hands in different cookie jars, if you want to go for that metaphor. And so ultimately, it's a fun, aesthetically pleasing card to look at. That's pretty cool for me because I'm gay and I like looking at men. So we're good. The Fantasy Tarot deck, good job. So professional. Moving on to the Night Sun Tarot deck. This one makes me work for it, for the interpretation. It is not apparent. There are 2 rams on his shoulders because that's badass. And he's got a motherfucking eagle on his arm, so I guess if you really want to like trash the Emperor, you can make it America. Or actually, is that an eagle? I thought it was a falcon or something. That should be a falcon. Anyways, behind him radiates the sun, in Latin, what I'm assuming means dominate. And yeah, oh, but the artistic liberties that they have taken with this card is they have given him a crown of thorns, which is Christian as fuck. But if you're rolling with that sort of metaphor, then I'm sure there's one about Jesus being Lord of all or something. I don't know. Ultimately, it's a very proud card. It's a bright card. Bright light radiates from his countenance and lights the dark and things like that. So ultimately, yeah, it's good job, Night Sun. It's still an Emperor card. So see if I can stutter anymore. All right, on to poetry. For the Emperor, I decided to read William, oh crap, what's his middle name? Stanley. For the Emperor, I decided to read William Stanley's poem, For Coming Extinction. This poem is fantastic. It's one of my favorites, and we're gonna read it. Okay. Trigger warning? No, not a trigger warning. But if you're like super duper, like not even still on Earth, in the sky clouds, crazy obsessed about PETA, maybe this poem isn't for you. There's no like animal abuse or cruelty or anything like that in it, but all right, so that said, just listen to the poem. It's a good poem, so. Gray whale, now that we are sending you to the end, that great God, tell him that we, who follow you, invented forgiveness, and forgive nothing. I write as though you could understand, and I could say it. One must always pretend something among the dying. When you have left the seas nodding on their stalks, empty of you, tell him that we were made on another day. The bewilderment will diminish like an echo, winding along your inner mountains, unheard by us, and find its way out, leaving behind in the future dead, and ours. When you will not see again the whale calves trying the light, consider that you will find in the black garden and its court the sea cows, the great ox, the gorillas, the irreplaceable hosts, ranged countless, and foreordaining as stars, our sacrifices. Join your word to theirs. Tell him that it is we who are important. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this poem is brought to you by Masculine Language. In poetry, there is a concept of masculine and feminine language. This is kind of a new emerging trend, not trend, but with the emergence of gender studies, gender politics, we are understanding language in a new way. Feminine language is open to interpretation. It is inviting. It invites one in and it says, maybe this means this, maybe this means that. It's okay. Ambiguity, fluidity, all these things that we typically associate with the social construct of femininity, those things in language. Masculine language is, it is we who are important. That is a direct, declarative statement that says, that leaves no room for interpretation at all, period. And it's just so good. Okay, this is a poem. The speaker is speaking to the gray whales, and he is saying, when you're dead, when you are extinct, go to heaven and tell God that it's humanity that is important. The speaker is saying to the dying race of the gray whale, it's okay. It's okay to die because you're not the lead act. You're not the star of the show. The audacity of humanity in this poem is basically masculine language incarnate, apropos for the emperor, and it's saying, like, revel in my human, I am a significant speck. And it's not saying I'm a significant speck, it's saying, like, I am the universe, and it's just, oh, there's so many things that you can unpack with this poem. It's so good. The bewilderment will diminish like an echo winding along your inner mountains unheard by us. Like, I'm sure you had a great song, but the fuck if I've ever heard it. Like, let me fangirl some more about this bullshit. Consider what you will find in the black garden. That's such a beautiful metaphor for death. And its court, the sea cows, the great ox, the gorillas, other things that have already died. The irreplaceable hosts ranged countless and foreordaining as stars our sacrifices. So it's like humanity is sacrificing other things for God in this poem. This poem reeks of Judeo-Christian, like, postulating the importance of humanity and being God's favorite. Please do not read this poem as, like, an actual, this audacity is ironic. It is meant to teach, to perform a role that says, like, maybe we aren't important, maybe we shouldn't do this. Or maybe Merwin is a dick, and he is, you know, the emperor incarnate. But this poem is just, like, the exemplar. Like, this was one of the very first poems that I thought of immediately as soon as I got the idea for tarot and poetry. I was like, I can explain the emperor with For Coming Extinction by W.S. Merwin. Oh, let's do it. So, yeah, I am passionate about these things. I really hope you liked this video. I know I liked making it. I loved this poem and I enjoyed talking about things with certainty because it happens so rarely. However, if you have differing opinions about the emperor or have a better poem in mind, please leave it in the comments below. I love the places that the comments take me on the internet. So please, a like is appreciated, a subscription even more so, and as always, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.